Hello everyone, welcome to A Glimpse of China. Today we will begin our course with an overview of our great mother, China. When we are going to talk about China, how should we get started? Why don't we start from the name of China? What is China? Isn't this another name for porcelain? Why do we have this name, China? Actually, the porcelain China is a transliteration of the place named Changnan, which was the old name for today's Jingdezhen. The history of making pottery in China could be dated back to at least 7000 BC. As for porcelain, it emerged in a primitive way during the Shang dynasty and gradually came into being during the East Han dynasty, achieving its maturity in the Tang dynasty, and finally reaching its prime time during the Song dynasty. In the Tang dynasty, people in Changnan Tang produced a kind of white and green porcelain. It was so smooth and bright that it earned another name, artificial jade. In Europe, where people didn't know how to make porcelain till the 18th century, people regarded Changnan porcelain as something precious and delicate and would take pride in possessing one. And as time passed by, people forgot the original meaning of Changnan and used the word China to refer to the birthplace of this beautiful porcelain, and hence the name of China for this country. As for the Changnan Tang in the Jingde reign of the Song dynasty, Emperor Zhenzong loved the Changnan porcelain so much that he ordered to build official cave houses to make porcelain of all kinds. And the porcelains paid as tributes to the emperor were required to print with "Made in the Jingde reign" at the bottom. From then on, Changnan Tang became Jingde Tang, and it remained as such until today. In fact, China's china or porcelain was once so precious, and it's quite easy for us to find marks left by Chinese porcelains in lots of Western artistic masterpieces, such as this one. The Feast of the Gods is a world-renowned masterpiece which was painted by the Italian artist Giovanni Bernini. From this painting, it's not difficult for us to find the existence of one typical Chinese porcelain art style, the blue and white porcelain. And this porcelain plate presented us a perfect combination of the Western culture and the Chinese porcelain. From these pictures, we can only imagine how much Chinese porcelain was once cherished and beloved by Westerners. And I'm so proud that our country was named after such a beautiful and amazing art. Since we've just talked about the origin of the name of China, do you know any other alternative names of China? According to Chinese historical book Shi Ji, biographies of Moses and Xun Qing, there was a man named Zhou Yan in the Qi state in the Warring States period, who said that China was Chi Xian Shen Zhou, meaning the sacred earth and the divine land. According to ancient Chinese legend, after Da Yu or Yu the Great's fighting against the flood, China was divided into 9 administrative divisions. That's the reason why China is named as Jiuzhou, meaning 9 administrative divisions. Hua. Actually, there are different versions of how do we get this name. One of them says that Hua denotes the red color, and people in the Zhou dynasty liked the red color so much that they took it as a symbol of blissfulness and so called themselves Hua. Another version is that Hua is of a known history as a shortened form of the ancient name Huaxia of China. In ancient times, Xia meant being big and huge. After the Xia dynasty was established by Da Yu's son Qi, China was frequently referred to as Xia. Then the Huaxia nationality living in the Central Plains and other nationalities in the north and the south all gave in to the Shang dynasty. And then later on, China was referred to as Huaxia since it was the largest nationality at that time. The ancient Chinese people thought that China was surrounded by seas, so they named China Hailei, which means within the seas, and the foreign countries Haiwai, overseas. Before the Qing dynasty, the Huaxia nationality named their motherland Zhongguo, and after that, it developed into a nation of various nationalities and was then called Zhonghua Nation, known as Chinese nation. Zhong denotes China, and Hua is the Huaxia nationality for short. Zhonghua Nation is the collective name for all the nationalities in China. Okay, that's all about the names of this country. Talking about its names, have you ever thought how to address the people of China? Of course, Chinese or Chinese people. Everybody knows it, but do you know that Chinese people often call themselves as the descendants of Yan and Huang? What does that mean? Chinese history began with two legendary figures, Emperor Huang and Emperor Yan, who together with their tribes inhabited the drainage area along the middle reaches of the Yellow River. After centuries of living side by side, these two tribes had gradually merged into one. Consequently, the Chinese people usually called themselves the descendants of Yan and Huang. Today, we've talked about the reason why our country is called as China and how to address the people living on this land. Now, at the end of this video, I'd like to propose a question for you. What is the official name of this country? Can you tell me next time?